All right, guys, something crazy is happening with YouTube, so I'm hoping that this is working. So as always, once you're in here, let me know because I have had to restart this live stream 4 times. And I'm just not sure what's going on. Oh, okay, good. So it looks like the chat's working now. Hey, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me this time. I know my sound wasn't working last time, but having some technical difficulties, but we are getting through this together. All right, awesome. Okay, it looks like everything's working finally. Gosh, that got me worried. So we're starting about 5 minutes late. Sorry about that, guys. And also sorry for not being here last week. I was house sitting for family and their Wi-Fi just would not let me onto YouTube. And I was worried that was happening again. So I'm glad we're here. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. So many familiar names and some new ones. Nice to see you all here. All right, Becca's here. Hey, Becca. Okay, we can jump right in with this. I had a feeling this would be the first thing we talked about. Paul says, YouTube TV is raising their prices to $65. Do you need to take after Sling TV and start doing packages? Yeah, so YouTube TV actually came out with this statement basically explaining why they can't do packages. And I guess the short version of the story is that the companies don't want to have packages. They want their channels to be available in the basic package. So a lot of it is just negotiating between the streaming service and the networks. So that's why YouTube, I think, even said, a representative for YouTube TV, I believe, said that that they would like to do add-ons and things like that, but again, it's not up to them necessarily. Gregory says Sling is the move. You know what? Today I'm going to say that I completely agree with you. So after YouTube TV raised their price and then Fubo TV also raised their price this morning, Sling came out and said, we can guarantee that for existing customers who sign up before August 1st, we will not raise the price on you for the next year. So that was a bold statement, and I think that a lot of people will be really happy to hear that their price will stay the same. They did just raise their price back in, I believe, January, so it wasn't so long ago, but kind of the perfect timing to let them make that guarantee now. John says, hello from Michigan. Hi. Pokemon Trainer wants to know if you can pay for Prime with a Visa gift card, and to be honest, I'm not sure, but I want to say yes. I've heard of a lot of people doing that, using prepaid cards. Using prepaid cards to pay for their streaming services so that there's no chance of getting charged after ending their subscription. Like if you forget to end it or something like that, then you won't get your actual credit card charged. You'll just get your prepaid card charged. And if there's no money on it, there's not a whole lot they can do. Yeah, that's a good point, that Sling TV doesn't have all of the channels that you would get from YouTube TV or Fubo TV. So it's really a matter of finding the one that has the channels that you want at the price that you're willing to pay. Chris is happy with Philo for $20 a month. Yeah, Philo is a great service if you're not looking for sports or local channels. Becca says I might need to go back to Sling. You know what? We're hearing a lot of that. I actually shared it in our company Slack earlier today. I talked about how the price has gone up, and a lot of people over there were saying that they have YouTube TV and now they're thinking about switching. So you are not alone. Joe says, I'm actually paying the same price with YouTube TV as when I had YouTube TV and Philo combined. Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot, especially over on our Cord Cutting Tech Support Facebook group. A lot of people were saying that they had Philo in addition to YouTube TV just to get those channels that they weren't getting from their YouTube TV package. And they're saying that now they'll just cancel Philo and stick with YouTube TV. It'll be the same price. Plus, it'll all be on one service, which makes it a whole lot more convenient. Harry's keeping Netflix and Disney Plus. That's the other thing. If you don't need live TV, you can get some of these on-demand only services and save some cash. Chad says, I love AT&T's new AT&T TV service. Chad, I'm interested. Do you have AT&T TV or AT&T TV Now, the streaming service? Two different services, and I know the names are very confusing, but curious which one you have and what you like about it. Yeah, Richard says I use gift cards for my Xbox service. Yeah, lots of people like doing that for streaming services too. So I'm not sure about Prime specifically, but I would imagine that yes, you can use a prepaid gift card. James says it leaves Philo, Sling, and Vidgo as the lowest price. Yeah, and then Hulu hasn't had a price increase in a while. Knock on wood, sorry, don't want to jinx it. But yeah, they're still pretty reasonable, I would say. AT&T TV with the box. Very cool, Chad. I'm glad that you're happy with the service that you have with them. That's good. Oh, I was waiting for this question, and I hate it because I wish I had more information for you guys. Hey, Jess, is HBO Max close to an agreement with Roku or Amazon Fire, Cube, or Stick, etc.? Any more news on it? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I wish I had some news for you. I'm so bummed that I don't have any updates, but no, I have no idea how close they are to an agreement. It's taking so much longer than I ever would have thought. Whenever they sent out those original emails, I thought for sure that they were close to an agreement, but no, we haven't heard anything yet, unfortunately, but I promise you that I will post the second I hear anything, day or night. I am on the lookout. G-Money says, if YouTube TV had the Science Channel, MTV Live, and maybe AXS TV, I would cancel Philo and just have YouTube TV. You know, I think that MTV is going to be one of the channels that they're adding later. They're doing this in 2 phases, so they just added some channels, and they're adding more later in the summer. Excuse me. So I think the MTV might be on that list, but I will definitely look into that for you. YouTube TV shouldn't have risen the price on 8 channels, not by $10 a month. Yeah, it actually went up, I think, $15 a month, didn't it? Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they don't care about the channels, but then again, there are those people who have really been wanting those channels. So, I don't know. It was a tough call for them, I'm sure. John says, hey, Jess, good to see you. How was your week so far? John, thank you so much. My week has been very hectic. There's just been so much news coming out. So we've been very, very busy over at Corketers News. I'm also in the process of moving, so you can see it's looking a little empty behind me tonight. I'm about halfway through a move, but took a little break from carrying stuff to the new apartment to sit down and chat with you guys for a little bit. So thank you so much. My week has been good, but a little bit crazy. John says, I love the new channels on YouTube TV. Even if the price is $65 a month, I'm still happy. John, yeah, I think that a lot of people are saying that. And actually, USA Today called me and asked me for a quote after we posted the story about the price increase. And that was exactly what I told him when he asked me about it. I said that a lot of people were very upset about the price because they are cord cutting specifically to save money. But then there are also a group of people who, like you, really want those channels. They're willing to pay for them and they won't cancel. There are also people who are just so loyal to YouTube TV that I can't see them canceling either. They're really happy with the service, so they're willing to pay a little bit more. So I kind of think it'll all even out for them, but I guess we will see during the next quarterly earnings report. Excuse me, my goodness. Every time, guys, every time. I do have my water. All right. T Junior says, have a great 4th of July. Stay safe and happy. Hoping your moving goes great. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty boring weekend for me, just moving my stuff all weekend. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good, safe, and fun weekend too. John says, love my Orbi satellite, but I know it's not for everybody. Yeah, Orbi TV is really great. I think they have a really great team over there. They're people who really care about helping their customers get a good value and not locking people into contracts, which I think is huge, especially for a satellite company. You really can't find a better deal. Sleeping Angel says, look, channels cost money. YouTube had to increase the price, guys. It's not cheap. Absolutely, and that is 100% the reason that they increased the price. They had to, because content is expensive. So adding a whole slate of channels like that just means somebody has to pay for it, and that kind of trickles down to the customers. So as much as we would love to see the price stay $35 forever, it's just not possible. John says, I love TV Land. I was trying to say YouTube TV Land, and that is not a thing. John says, I love TV Land. The favorite one is Gunsmoke, favorite YouTube TV channel. Awesome. Yeah, TV Land, great channel for some classic TV. Also, Philo just added Get TV, which also has some good classic content. So Philo added Get TV and one other channel, the Inspiration channel. So they're now up to 60 channels for just $20 a month. Marty says, Sling is capitalizing off YouTube TV, guaranteed no price increase for a year, announced today. Yeah, I think their timing could not have been better. And actually, whenever their PR person emailed me, I wrote back and said exactly that. I said, your timing is fantastic. People will be very happy about this. So, after Fubo raised their price and YouTube TV raised their price, again, Sling came out with this guarantee that existing customers will not see a price hike for the next year. Mark says the timing of the increase was bad. You know what? Crazy that just everybody seems to be raising their prices all at once. It's kind of like one does it and the rest just kind of pile on. So definitely bad news for subscribers. NYC says, it's been a while since I've been part of the Q&A. How have you been? What bothers me is HBO Max not being on Roku or Amazon Fire. I completely agree, and I knew that this question would come up a lot. Yeah, completely agree. I wish I had more info to share with you guys, but unfortunately, they are just not telling me anything. Also, welcome back to the Q&A. It's good to have you here, and sorry I wasn't here last week. Technical difficulties every time, but we are here, and the next time you see me, I'll be in a new spot. Probably with a very boring background still. Richard says, I like MeTV and H&L for classic Western TV, and it's free. Yeah, another thing is, I say this every week, but check out those free streaming services because a lot of them have some really great classic TV. I know Stir has classic channels. There's also Tubi, Zumo, Pluto TV. They all have classic content and completely for free. You just have to sit through some ads. Paul says, just use YouTube. It's free and no ads. There are ads on YouTube, though, and while the content is free, you have to be careful about what you're watching. Some of it isn't exactly legal. T Junior says, I'm praying for a better background in your new space. I have to tell you guys, I might be giving away the secret, but my cousin told me that she would draw me an aquarium to make you guys happy, and we can just put it up on the wall behind me. So all right, I just got a notification saying that my software was restarting. Hopefully you guys can still see and hear me. Gosh, what a night. Yeah, James says, I see your video circling. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm sorry guys. I hope I come right back. Jeez Louise. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, Aaron says, when I first spotted the Viacom channels on YouTube TV this week, the first thing that came to mind was SpongeBob. You know what? It's funny you say that because I wrote a post back in May predicting this price hike, and I purposely used the SpongeBob graphic at the top of that because it makes me laugh all the time. So, yeah, I thought SpongeBob too, clearly. Jermaine, yeah, bad internet over here too. I actually got a notification from Spectrum the other day saying that there were outages in my area, and I've been getting the same message for 3 days, so who even knows anymore? Blind Tech Base says, do you use OBS? Yes, I do, actually. That's what I use for my live streams. John, love the song lyrics. Thank you for that. Yeah, sorry for the interruption, guys. I didn't notice that it was happening because I'm looking at myself on OBS, and then I got a little notification saying that we were reconnecting, so I think we're good to go now. Let's see. YouTube TV should add the NFL Network Red Zone channel, NHL Network, including the $10 price hike. They do have, don't they have the NHL channel? Or maybe they used to. Yeah, it's hard because just anytime that you add more content, the price goes up again. So I agree that it would be great if they had some more channels, but again, that means another price hike. Excuse me. James says no NFL or NHL on YouTube TV. I don't know why I was thinking the NHL was on there. I think everything's kind of blurring together for me. I'm working on a new channel comparison guide for July. I know I'm a couple days late. It would be great if I could get those posted on the 1st like Luke used to, but I'm definitely slacking a little bit. Sorry about that. But just because so many of the services are adding and deleting channels right now, it has been so hard to keep up with this thing. So give me a few days. I'll get there. I promise. Jermaine says, I've been waiting all month for Viacom channels to show up on YouTube TV, and I didn't know some of them were on it until you just said it. I'm so happy to deliver this news for you, and I'm so sorry to tell you that your price is also going up. I just posted on our Facebook page yesterday as I was posting all these changes, and I said, I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I feel like every time I get onto Facebook, I'm just sharing more bad news with everybody. Steve canceled YouTube because no history channel. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's hard to justify paying $65 a month if you're not getting every channel that you want. So, Steve, I totally understand, and I think a lot of people are probably doing the same. Jermaine says, I learned about the price hike in here too. Again, so sorry. I think we were the first to post the news though, so definitely make sure that you're checking out cordcuttersnews.com. I post as soon as I see this stuff. So we were on the ball with that one yesterday. John says, have you found out when the other 7 Viacom channels on YouTube TV will launch? I don't think that we have an exact date yet, but I believe they said that it would be toward the end of summer, so I would expect August. But not 100% sure. I will look into it and I will post when I hear anything. NYC says eventually a lot of these cable channels will go obsolete since more people are watching streaming. I know Disney is shutting down their UK channels. Yeah, and I'm not surprised to hear that. I think a lot of channels will do that. I think it will be eventually just more cost effective for them to do streaming only. I think that makes sense. Rick says, I dropped Fubo and went to Hulu. Didn't want to lose a news channel before the election. Yeah, that's a really good point. Definitely. I would also say that if you can use an antenna in your area, that's a good way to get your local news channels. So definitely don't forget about that. Also, Stir is a really good source of local news. So whenever you go to Stir, the free streaming service, you can find the city closest to you and they'll give you a live feed of your most local news stations, so definitely check them out for election coverage as well. Brett says the only live TV I watch is Pluto TV. That's another great free source. Awesome. Let's see. YouTube TV price is approaching Spectrum monthly rate. This is crazy. YouTube TV should be ashamed. I agree. I think that these price hikes are getting a little out of control, and I'm wondering what the breaking point is for subscribers. But I will say that cable prices are going up as well, so you have to keep that in consideration too. When I talked to USA Today the other day, and actually gave them a couple of sources showing that cable bills on average are now over $200 a month, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, definitely whenever you're talking about price hikes over here, make sure that you're thinking about the price hikes over there as well. G Money says not happy with the increase, but still saving over $50. Still saving $50 over cable. Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's something that we have to keep in mind. Just think about how much you would be paying with cable. You're probably still saving money. Ooh, here's a good question. I love this. Javier says, hello, Jess. Question. If you had to only keep 2 streaming services, what would they be? Mine are HBO Max and Netflix. That is a great question. I love that. I would say only 2. Man, that's hard. I would love to hear everyone else's answers. So all of you in the chat here, if you could only keep 2 streaming services, what would they be? I want to say that mine would be Hulu because I really like their original content. And I love the fact that you can switch from their live TV streaming service to on-demand only and back again, very easy. I also like their premium add-ons. So Hulu would be my number 1. Ooh, what would my second one be? This is tricky. I'm going to say Netflix, again, because of the original content. I like that it's affordable, and I like that they have shows and movies that I can't find anywhere else. So Hulu and Netflix, I think, would be my 2 picks. But everybody else, what are yours? Can't wait to hear your answers. That was a great question. Thank you. Howard says, what happened last week? There was no show. Yeah, sorry about that, Howard. I explained in the beginning of this. I was house sitting for family, and unfortunately their Wi-Fi was not agreeing with me. I was on my laptop and I just could not get YouTube to let me log on, which unfortunately happened again tonight, so it was a few minutes late. Okay, here's some answers about the 2 services that you would all keep. Sleeping Angels says Netflix and Disney Plus. Good answers. Keep forgetting about Disney Plus. Ooh, who's watching Hamilton? It's coming up this week. I'm very excited. Jermaine says HBO Max and Netflix. John says Amazon Prime and Netflix. Daniel says I would keep Disney Plus and Netflix. Red Guy says Netflix and Disney Plus. James, Netflix and Prime. Chris says HBO Max and Hulu. Lots of you are saying Netflix. I think that's like the tried and true service that so many of us keep falling back on. CJ says Amazon and Netflix. Jermaine, yeah, has a caveat. My answer changes when Marvel starts adding their shows on Disney Plus. Yeah, agreed. Looking forward to that big time. John says Netflix and Prime are winning. Yeah, agreed. Just from looking at your comments, it looks like those are the winners. Yeah, love these answers, guys. I think we're all on the same page about Netflix, it looks like. All right. Aaron says, I think YouTube TV should encourage adding free and low-cost services like Pluto and CBS All Access. If they're going to add older programming, it would keep the cost down. Yeah, that's an interesting look at it. It is interesting that so many of these companies are looking to take the Viacom CBS tactic of having a free service, having a mid-tier service, and having a premium service. But Google has not done that. I guess they have YouTube as their free tier and then YouTube TV. So I guess they're kind of doing that, but we will see what happens. John says, I'm looking forward to seeing the launch of Peacock on July 15th. Yeah, same here. I'm excited. I think they have a ton of great content coming. Really excited about it. Jermaine says, just like you, I spend a lot of my time on regular YouTube, which is why I didn't notice the changes to YouTube TV. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not subscribed to YouTube TV at the moment. I have been in the past. I kind of switched through them, as you guys know. But I watch YouTube probably every day. I think they have a ton of great content. I love that I'm watching people who have created their own content. I love this stuff. Here's a good comment. Luke is in Hawaii playing golf 6 times a week and retired. That is not true, but I'm sure he wishes it was true. Luke is he moved back up to Michigan. He is not quite retired. He is still making YouTube videos. He's very active over on Twitter. He is at Luke BK if you want to follow him there. He also has his Guy Reviews channel over here. I was just watching his video about 5 things you should know about moving to Texas before you move there. I knew that he was going to mention his favorite burger place, which he did. So yeah, Luke is doing great, but you can find him all over the internet. Martina says, hi, just question. I have YouTube TV and cable because my 90-year-old mother who lives with me, and she will find Roku or Fire too complex. Do you have a recommended easiest remote for seniors? Yeah, Martina, I agree. I think that the remotes can be difficult to use, especially for someone like your mom who is just so used to having a regular cable remote. So my recommendation would be to find a universal remote. I know the Harmony is super popular. It's also very expensive. You can definitely find some cheaper options. But yeah, there are a ton of universal remotes. You can find them over on Amazon. You can find them at Best Buy if you want to look in person. Some of them even have the larger buttons, which might be good for your mom. A lot of those you can program them to work with your streaming service. So I would definitely recommend that. And I think especially with a Roku, I just think it's very user-friendly. I think once she gets used to that with the remote that she likes, she shouldn't have any problems. So hopefully that works for you. Please report back and let us know if you find something that works. Howard says, which Punky Brewster will be on the Peacock version? I hope it's the original. You know what? I know that they're making a remake and that's supposed to be on there, but I want to say the original is going to be there too. So I'm not sure, but I feel like it's both of them. I hope the original is there too. I grew up with Punky Brewster, so yeah, I would love to see it too. Richard says, I just watched Luke this morning on Guy Reviews. Yep, I just watched him right before we started this. All right. Excuse me. Jose says, even though I love all my streaming services, especially for their original programming, I hate how the subscription economy makes people less likely to rent or buy a specific movie that's not streaming. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Personally, I kind of love it. I love that I can just go to my streaming services and find pretty much anything. And if I can't find the exact movie that I want, I'll find something that's kind of, good enough, same genre. But yeah, it definitely took a toll on the movie rental business for sure. Dennis says the TiVo Stream 4K has a more traditional cable remote. Yeah, that's a good point. There are some streaming boxes, some streaming devices that have a more traditional remote. TiVo Stream 4K is a good example. Yeah, thank you, Dennis. I completely forgot about that. Sleeping Angel says, I love the Amazon Fire Stick remote. I think it's pretty similar to a cable remote. The one thing that does bother me is not having the up and down channel buttons on some streaming services. They don't work with those services. I think that can be frustrating for someone who's very used to cable. NYC says, I remember Luke made a prediction on Twitter that AT&T TV Now will discontinue. It'll be integrated with HBO Max. Not going to argue that since he was correct to predict Disney fully controlling Hulu. Yeah, so that is something that Luke and I used to talk about quite a bit. And for those of you who have been around for a while, you might remember on the podcast, we would always talk about our predictions with AT&T. And that was a big one. And I'm sticking by that too. I really feel like HBO Max will just sort of absorb AT&T TV Now. They have been talking about putting live TV on the roadmap, so I would not be surprised to see that happen one bit. All right, I think I accidentally just scrolled past so many comments. All right, let's see here. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see. Daniel says, can't wait for Mighty Ducks. Absolutely. Also Jurassic Park. I think it's on HBO Max. Man, so many of these movies that I love. John says the first day of fall is on Tuesday, September 2nd, and I think that's when the other 7 Viacom channels on YouTube TV will launch. I don't know why I have August in my head, but you might be right, but I will definitely look into it a little bit more. Jermaine just wants to watch Soleil Moon Frye. Also, best name ever. Love that. Yeah, she was my hero. Luke is practicing social distancing on YouTube and Twitter. He is, absolutely. CJ says, do you know if Pluto TV has considered offering a paid DVR service? I don't believe so. I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard rumors or anything. I think that the whole thing with Pluto is that they like having a free service. That is Viacom CBS's free tier, and I think that the plan is to keep it free. So I think that as soon as they start charging for anything, even if it's an optional DVR, I think they're going to get themselves into some trouble. So I would be surprised to see that, but who even knows? Once again, my comments over here are just jumping around all over the place. Ricky says, what do you think about Sling TV's price guarantee for 1 year? I think it came at the absolute perfect time. I think they really capitalized on what's happening right now with YouTube TV's price hike, with Fubo TV's price hike. I think that they were very smart to come out and say, hey, we are not going to raise our prices, so if you're looking for a good deal, come on over here. They I'm so sorry, I can't talk. They did just raise their prices earlier this year. So, but yeah, they typically don't raise their prices very often. So I think that it all kind of came at the right time. I think that they were very smart to do that. Oh, sorry, John. John says that the first day of fall is Tuesday, September 22nd, not the 2nd. So sorry, can't read, can't speak. This is really not the job for me right now. So sorry, guys. Thank you for bearing with me during all of this. It's been a really long day. Robert says Sling TV had a price increase in January. Yeah, but they haven't had one in quite a while before that. And I think it's just nice to know, it's just comforting for subscribers to know that they won't have to deal with that within the next year. Amazing Eric says, welcome back, Jess. Where were you last week? I do not know what to do with my YouTube TV subscription. It does not go up until August for me. Yeah, so sorry about that. Last week I was not at home and was having some internet trouble, so my laptop was not letting me connect to YouTube. It was a pain in the butt. So unfortunately had to cancel. I hate canceling this. It's my favorite part of the week. So hopefully that won't happen again. So as for your YouTube TV subscription, I would say that Sling is a great deal. There's also VidGo. Hulu is still a little bit cheaper. If you can find the channels that you're looking for on those, it makes sense to switch. But if you're happy with YouTube, if you can justify that extra $15 a month, stick with it. Once you find something that you like and you're comfortable with, that price might be easier to handle. John wants to know if I'm running a fever. I feel like I might be at this point, honestly. It's been a very long day. It's been a very long week. Thanks for looking out for me, John. I think I'm okay for now, but let me tell you, I think as soon as we're done here, I'm probably just going straight to bed, and I'll probably sleep for 12 hours. Red Guy says, has TiVo fixed their HDR glitches yet? I don't know yet, since I don't have a 4K TV. They are definitely working on things. They're kind of sorting through all of the glitches that people are reporting since the device launched. And they are just sort of solving the problems one by one. So we've already gotten a couple of updates where they've taken care of a couple of issues, but they're definitely working through a list. So if they haven't already fixed a problem that you're having, you can expect that to happen soon, hopefully. G-Money says, I love the changes on the Roku channel with the Pluto type setup and the ability to change channels with the up and down arrows on the Roku remote. Yeah, I think the Roku channel is really doing some really cool stuff. They are adding a ton of content. They are updating the app constantly, just making it easier to use. I think they're doing a fantastic job. Eric says, I got another free trial to Netflix to check out episodes of Unsolved Mysteries. I have not subscribed for about 1 year. Yeah, I got an email today telling me that there was a new show I might like, and it was Unsolved Mysteries. Haven't watched that since I was a kid. I love solving the mysteries when I was little. I never got them right. It's fine. But that is definitely one that I'm going to check out. Have you watched it yet? I'm excited to see what people think. How much is Fubo TV per month? They just raised their base price to, I believe, $65 for the basic package. Robert says, this is a really good point and something that I've been thinking about also all day. People who are paying $70 for YouTube TV plus Philo but don't want to pay $65 for just YouTube TV and have most of it in one place. Help me understand this. I'm with you, Robert. I've been seeing a ton of people. Oops, sorry about that. I've been seeing a ton of people on the Facebook group today saying that they were subscribed to both YouTube TV and Philo. and now they are canceling Philo. I'm seeing others who are still complaining about the price. So I'm with you. I don't quite understand, unless there's something on Philo that you still really want and now you're paying $85. I don't know. Mickey wants to know about the update on HBO Max coming to Fire TV and Roku devices. Unfortunately, Mickey, I don't have an update for you right now. I thought for sure that that both of these deals would already be made. I'm very surprised that a deal has not been made with either one yet. So I'm so sorry, but I do not have an update for you just yet. I will post over on quirkreadersnews.com as soon as I hear anything. Eric says, I was a big fan of the original Robert Stack Unsolved Mysteries. He was scary. I don't know why my parents let me watch Unsolved Mysteries when I was as young as I was, but goodness gracious, I can hear that voice in my head still to this day. Every time I'm walking around, I hear the narrator in my head, and whew, I'll never let it go. Jeff says, hey Jess, if people want local news, suggest using News On. Yeah, I believe News On has a Roku channel too, so definitely a good option for local news. Brett wants to know if Peacock TV will be on Roku. They have not announced a distribution deal yet. I hate to say it, but I can see it going in the same direction as HBO Max and having some kind of dispute before it launches. I haven't heard anything, but I will post as soon as I get more information. But as of now, nope, there is no deal in place. Chris says Philo has A&E and history while YouTube TV doesn't. Yeah, definitely. So Philo still has channels that you want, and YouTube TV hasn't added them yet. I can understand why people are frustrated about still needing those two services and having to pay more. T Junior says, Jess, any news on ATSC 3.0? Yeah, actually, it's starting to launch in some new cities around the country. It just launched in Salt Lake City, Utah, I believe yesterday. So it's happening. We're still waiting to hear about getting those tuners and devices that will let people access ATSC 3.0. Unfortunately, coronavirus, I know for sure, definitely slowed things down a little bit, but hopefully we will hear more about those soon. Sonia says, Philo has more African-American channels. Yeah, that's a good point. I know that Roku has also been adding more specifically for the African-American audience. And there was another one. Now I won't be able to think of it. Yeah, but it's great whenever you can find a service that really caters to the content that you're looking for. So if you found one, that's awesome. CJ says, Jess, Apple TV is still giving away a free year of their service with the purchase of one of their devices. Just have to get it through the Apple TV Plus app. Yeah, that's a great point, CJ. I keep forgetting that deal is still in place. I know a lot of us got it last year, right before the launch of Apple TV Plus, and I keep forgetting that they're still offering it. That's awesome. John says, will ATSC 3.0 be a more stable signal with less dropouts? Yes, that is the plan. We have been told it will be like a better video quality, better sound quality, and more stable. So yes, that is exactly what it should be. James says, did I read somewhere that Peacock will be free for Android TV users? I don't believe so, but Peacock will have a completely free tier for anybody. So it is a little bit limited in content. I believe it has like half as much content as the paid tier, but there will be a free tier available to anyone at launch. Javier says, when do you believe everything will be strictly streaming services, no live TV? I don't know if I would say that there will at some point be no live TV. I think that there will always be some people who prefer cable, and also like no live streaming TV. I don't think that will ever happen. I think people just love being able to flip through the channels and find live TV whenever they want. Tim says Tom Hanks fans. Goodness gracious, I really can't speak. What am I even doing trying to make a video tonight? All right, let's try this again. Tim says Tom Hanks fans, Apple TV Plus exclusive is his new film Greyhound, which looks amazing from the trailer. Yeah, that's awesome. I think the Apple TV is really making an effort to come out with some new original content. And again, I know that coronavirus has really just slowed down everybody, especially when it comes to putting out more content. So that's been really disappointing for both us as viewers and for the companies who have all of this great original content that they want to make, and they just haven't been able to put it out. But yeah, that movie does look really good. So if anyone's interested in Tom Hanks films, definitely check that out on Apple TV Plus. NYC says, does Dish still do antenna installations? I was planning to do one this year, but pandemic derailed those plans. Maybe next year. Yeah, I believe so. And I think that you can still do it through Sling as well. John says, go get the thermometer, Jess. You're worrying all of us. I do actually have one over here. I take my temperature daily. I'm fine. Just really tired, honestly. It's just, like I said, been a very long week, and this whole moving situation has me a little flustered. But we're good. We've got 15 minutes left. I'm pulling through. We've got this. John, rude. That emoji, rude. Red Guy says, Peacock being $5 is a steal. I don't care if it has ads or not. Yeah, you can also pay $5 more and get the ad-free version. So I think that they are doing a great job. I love it when streaming services offer tiers like this. I think it's really helpful. Paul says, do you know YouTube TV raises their price to $65 because they're adding channels? Hulu raises their prices on live TV and doesn't add any channels. I think that's a good point, and it's just something to keep in mind that whenever a service does add channels, they kind of have to raise the price. There's really no way around it. But yeah, good point. Hulu didn't really add anything last time that they raised their price. Kenton says, hey, I have AT&T now, the grandfathered, live a little, with Cinemax, Showtime, Stars, 65 channels, cost $30. That's a great deal. Upgraded to Comcast Triple Play. Do I terminate AT&T? I cannot get this deal back again. That is a really tough call, and I don't think any of us can make that decision for you. I will say that your TV package right now is amazing for $30. That is unbeatable, honestly. But I don't know if the trade-off is worth it for you. Unfortunately, that's a decision that only you can make. I will say that you're getting an incredible deal. CJ says, yes, Dish and Sling still install. I just had mine done last month. Thank you for that, CJ. And you guys are just answering each other's questions in the chat now. I don't even need to be here anymore. This is great. Love this community. Oh, did you guys see today that Dish completed their acquisition of Boost Mobile? So they will now have a wireless network, which is pretty exciting. So I'm curious about what your thoughts are on all of that. Would you choose Dish and Boost to be your wireless carrier? Let me know. James says, I liked your article stating all of the soccer tournaments this week. Thanks for that. Yeah, James, very cool. I think that Tamara was the one that posted that. Yeah, very cool. BN sends us those announcements all the time. We try to get them out when we can. I know that we have some big soccer fans in the audience. So yeah, very cool. We're very excited to see any time that any service is bringing back live sports, because I know you guys are missing sports big time. John says, did Hulu Live update their UI on any platforms yet? Not recently that I know of, John, unless I'm missing something. Robert wants to know, will Boost Mobile be called Dish Boost? That's a great question. As far as I know right now, they're still calling it Boost Mobile, but who even knows? T Junior says no bust. Yeah, they haven't announced any name change. I'm not sure if any kind of rebranding is going to happen, but for now, still just Boost. John says, I am not mad at YouTube TV. I was happy when they added channels to YouTube TV. Yeah, I think it's kind of split down the middle from what I can see. Half of the people are just mad about the price hike, and the other half are happy to have the channels. So I feel like YouTube TV is pretty much going to come out even on this one. Bill says, this Sunday MeTV will be doing a Dick Van Dyke show picked by Carl Reiner. Awesome. Yeah, I was wondering if any channels were going to be doing any kind of event for Carl Reiner this weekend. So thank you so much for sharing that, Bill. We're getting some questions about Lowcast. I haven't really heard any updates about Lowcast recently. Many of you probably know that Lowcast was being sued by some of the major networks, but it seems like that kind of got put on hold with coronavirus, and we haven't heard much since. Lowcast is still up and running. It is a nonprofit that is airing local channels for free. They do ask for a $5 donation, which I know is annoying for those of you who use Lowcast. They will keep pestering you for that donation until you give it. But yeah, for right now, they're still expanding. They're still moving to other cities, and they are still running. So that is really all we know about Lowcast for right now. Mark says, hey Jess, don't go away. You're doing so good at this, better and better. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really enjoy coming over here and hanging out with you guys every week. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Just feeling a little loopy tonight with everything else that's going on during the day, but happy to be here. And I know that you guys are very understanding whenever I'm a little bit scatterbrained and all over the place. So thank you for that. Eric says Lowcast needs to add more markets, especially Indianapolis. Yeah, agreed. The thing with that is it's just very expensive for them to go to a new area, so they have to get support in that area. And a lot of times that means like organizations there helping to build up the infrastructure, I'm assuming. I believe that's what they said last time that they expanded, that they have to just kind of have people on the ground there to help make it happen. But if you want Lowcast in your area, definitely go to the website and suggest it. And I know that they take that into consideration whenever they look at where to go next. Adam says, are the Q&As ending? No, they are not. I have no plans to stop doing this. I will still be here every Wednesday unless something crazy happens like last week. All right, just a few more minutes, guys. So if anyone else has questions, go ahead and ask them now, and then we will wrap up for the night. Jeff says I need to relax a little bit more. I'm good. I'm fine. It's just been, a crazy day. Lots of news, lots of things to do, and I've been trying to move while working today, which probably wasn't, my best idea. William says, is YouTube TV adding any more channels for the $15 increase? Yeah, I think it was 13 Viacom CBS, is that right? Viacom CBS channels? Goodness gracious. Yeah, I believe it was 13 new channels in total. They are doing it in 2 phases, so some of those channels were added now and some will be added later. Randy wants to know where that guy went, and I assume that you're talking about Luke. Luke actually left the company back in April, so he is on to new adventures, and I am here for your weekly Q&A. Jermaine says 2 weeks ago we were talking about what we were going to spend our cord cutting savings on. This week we're talking about price hikes. Yeah, tell me about it. And speaking of that, if any of you are interested in writing one of those cord cutter profiles, let me know. Shoot me an email over at, it's just jess@cordcuttersnews.com, and let me know if you're interested. I'm going to start sending out some, I think, Google forms probably with all of those questions, and then I would love to highlight some of you guys on the site and share your cord cutting experience. So let me know. Yep, everyone asking about Luke. Luke is still living on the internet. He is on Twitter over at LukeBK, and he is here on YouTube at Guy Reviews. Where did the other guy, Philip, go? Philip is still here. He is making videos during the day. I'm just here on Wednesday nights to do the Q&A because I missed doing videos a little bit. But yeah, Philip kind of took over the YouTube channel, which is great. I think he is so great at it. So yeah, he makes videos every week. You'll see him plenty over on this channel. Travis is just now getting the news that Luke left. Yes, he sold the site back in February, and then he left in April and kind of handed it over to me. So I'm over here running our newsroom and here on Wednesday nights to hang out with you guys. All right, guys, I think that we are going to wrap it up. Clearly, I need to get some sleep. Thank you so much for coming here and hanging out with me tonight. I had so much fun with you guys, and thanks for bearing with me while I was a little bit all over the place. Promise I will get some sleep. All right, I will be back here next week in a new location for our weekly Q&A, and until then, you can find me over on quirkcuttersnews.com sharing the news with you every day. So again, thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.